morning as well, virtual participant. I hope you are ready. So we can go on, we can start. So everyone, open your model. I believe that now everyone is on this stage. Okay. You have analyzed and designed every member, columns, beam, slab as well. So before we go to the foundation part, I will just show you how you can simply design the steel members. You see our trusses are still in white color, which means it is not designed. So the procedure is the same. So to design the steel, so you have to go to the design tab. Go to the design tab. Then from design tab, we see the design tool for the steel on the right side. Yesterday we were using the reinforced concrete tools on the left side. Now if you go to the right side, you see the steel part here. So just click on truss, because we want to design truss. If you click on truss, you will have this dialog box. Now you'll be able to see all your trusses listed here. The name of the truss, the story, even the section and material. And if you check on under the design status here, you'll see that it is not designed yet. So like we saw on other members, you can do an interactive design or a batch mode design. So to do an interactive design for the steel, means you want to design only one truss here. You will use the first button, check selected. If you check selected, now you have another dialog box showing you the truss or truss, even the element composing your truss, means the bottom chord, the top chords, even diagonals. Okay, all of them are not yet designed. So to design, you have to check come here and click on check all. Now the software will perform calculation, and now you see the results here. All my truss members are passing. Good. Now if I click on OK, you will see that the first truss now have been designed and it is passing here. So I will start again. Okay. So if you want to design the steel members, you have to go to the design tab. Then you have tools here on the right side to design your steel members. So we are starting with trusses. Okay. So if I click on truss, Now I will have the table with all my trusses listed here. So you can design a truss one by one, or you can do the batch design to design all. So I started with demonstrating how you can do like an interactive design to design only one truss. So it's a matter of selecting the truss you want to design, okay, and then click on check selected, not check all. So if you click on check all, you will be doing like a batch design. You want to design all. If you want to design only the selected one, now you have to click on check selected, and you will have this dialog box. For now, you see that all members are not designed yet. So to design them, you have to click on check all here. Then you see the results here. Calculations have been made. Everything is passing. Then click on OK. You see that your truss is now passing here. If you want to do a batch design, you want to design all the trusses at once. Now you click on check all. Then the software will perform calculation, and you see the result. And remember that thing that a member is passing is not enough. You have to make sure that your design is optimal. Okay. If you see that your truss is failing, maybe due to the section of the steel you have selected, now you have to go back, increase the section, rerun the analysis, and design again to see if the new section will be passing. Another thing, if you have checked well, we have a filter command in every member we designed. The table, for instance, for this steel truss, we have a filter here. So if you have like many trusses, you can use filter to choose which one you want to appear. So you can filter by story. Okay. You can filter by profile, by material, by frame type, even by design status. So for instance, if I click on filter by design status, and I want to see the failed member only, click on failed, then click on OK. So if the table is blank like mine, it means all the truss I have were passing. You can maybe filter by pass, and then so you can do any of the filters. So if you have different stories, you can filter by story. Let's say story 3, I will be able to see all the trusses on story 3. Okay. On story 2, I don't have any truss. So, okay. So this is applicable or even on the reinforced concrete structure we were seeing. Let's say I want to select the column for the concrete. Okay. Let me expand this. We have also a filter command. Okay. So if I click on filter, you see also all these options. You can filter by story. So if I filter by story, let's say I want to see only column on story 1. I click on OK. Now all the listed column here as we see, all are from story 1. can filter and say I want to see only story on story 2. I mean columns on story 2. You see only story 2 are okay. Story 3. So you can decide to filter maybe by member. Okay. So you click on one member and click on OK. I will only see that member, column 1. And so on. We have also other filtering options. So let me back to our steel design. Now you can see that all the trusses that I have here now are passing. Good. So let's go to the purlins and do the same. I will go to the design, all the way to the purlins. Sorry, to the purlins. Okay. So some of the section are for the purlin, some of the section are not designed. Okay, so I am not able to see purlins here, and I don't have any filter. So it may depend on the section that I have chosen when I was modeling the purlins. So can you try on your end and see if the section you used are being able to design? So if they are, you will be able to see the purlins. So the section you have chosen is okay. Then click on check all, and all your purlins will be designed. And if you come back to the 3D, then you see that they have changed to green color. So do it and see. Good. So so that's it. I think now everything is have been designed, and if there is no question, now we will move to the I can say that we are done with the superstructure, then we will move to the foundation part. Okay, good. Thank you for reminding me. So to do the report, it is the same. After designing your steel member, you have a report, a design report here at the top. So you have to make sure you produce a report. Okay. Again, you have these 4 options to save a report. This format. So you can say, let's say like PDF, for instance. Now this is a PDF format. And if you zoom to the header of your report, okay, you have some information in the header on each page. Okay, you'll see calculated by, checked by, and so on. So you may fill in these informations, okay, so that in your report, in your created report, you'll be able to see these information filled. Yeah, okay. You see at each starting page we have that kind of header. Good. So let's see how to fill this information as well, because it is also helpful. Okay. because in a few minutes to come, we will go to the Prota detail to produce drawings. Okay. Then you may put your drawings on a sheet which has like a title block. And in title block, there are those information you have to fill. The project name, the O, instead of doing it manually on each and every sheet, okay, you can fill in the information in the project, I mean in the software here. Now, there will be a field in the title box automatically, even the report. So to fill those informations, you have to go to the settings. Go to the settings and go to the here to the project preferences. Yeah. Normal setting, just close. You are in the report. Close everything. Then go to the settings. You can pass anywhere. So if you go to, you have a setting center here at the top. This is one option. Okay. You may go to the building setout and you found again setting center. This is another option. You remember when we were even in building analysis, the first icon was the setting center. So you can pass anywhere you want. So after reaching the settings, then go to the project preferences here. Under title, now you see all those information. Okay. Calculated by, and you can fill all these information. Okay. So that in the reporting and in the detailing, we will not have to do this manually. Okay. Just fill this information. Take 1 minute and fill those informations. Are you done? Okay, so if you are done, there is another thing I want to show you here under statistics. Okay, so if you go to the statistics here, you will be able to see like a summary of your project so far. Okay, so you will see the name, all the members. Okay, on this legend here. You can see on story one, I have 30 columns. I have and so on. So all the members are listed here. I have 30 columns. I have 53 beams. So you can automatically see the summary of the members on your project. So click on OK and make sure that you are saving your work so far. In settings, then you see the statistics up. Yeah. So now let's move on to the, yes? Load, you have already assigned loading to the cladding. So the purpose of the cladding is just to help us assign load to the name. So we don't design cladding. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So A and B, I mean, wall loads are not designed. Okay, so what we design like those reinforced concrete members. So the wall load was the masonry wall, so just masonry walls. So we are not designing those masonry members. Only so what it needs to be designed is the slab itself, where the load is being applied to. Okay, so we are not designing masonry members, just reinforced concrete members. So let's go to the foundation part now. Yes, is there a question? Okay. So online people, give me like 1 minute. I have to support someone. So let's go on with the foundation part. Mariana have a question. How can we edit the reinforcement in a slab? My slab is failing. So your slab is failing due to the reinforcement or due to the deflection. So you must check. So if it is failing, so let me show you. If you go to the slab analysis and design, okay, let's say this is the slab which have an issue. Okay, so if you go to the interactive design, you will be able to see. Okay, if you have a green numbers here for the reinforcement, it means the issue is not on reinforcement. If you have a red somewhere, this is red, it means it is failing in deflection. You must increase the section and not the reinforcement. If it is failing here, now it will be a matter of reinforcement. Okay, so to increase the reinforcement in slab, as if you click on this reinforcement, for instance, you see you have these arrows to increase the diameter or the spacing. Yeah, so it is failing on the reinforcement. Now you use this. If it is failing in deflection, now you have to increase the size of the height of the slab. So let's move on today. I want you to go to the story 0. So we are going to for the foundation. Story 0. Please go to story 0. I'm going to put design the footing, the pad footing. So pad footing are designed lastly because to design the footing you have to have like all the after the analysis you now know the software know the actual load which is reaching the foot the sub column here, the footing. Now from there we can design a footing. So to design a footing, go to the story 0. We are on story 0, not story 1, all the way down. Select a column where you want to design a footing. Select one of the column. If you right click, you will see insert pad footing. Or another way, if you select a column, you will see here on this option here at the top, you will see insert pad footing. Click there. You will have these dialog box. Good. Select the column. Then right click, you will see insert pad footing. Before we go there, before we reach here, you know, when designing footings, we must take into consideration the soil, okay? Soil characteristics, okay? So it means you have to set those information first. It is set in the settings, okay? The settings, if you go to the foundation, if you go to the foundation, now you'll see different settings related to footing. Okay, so we have different parameters here. Okay, so from the geotechnical report, you will have to feed all this. Okay, so the important things I want to show you here is this allowable stress of the soil. So you must make sure that it is aligning with the geotechnical report, so you can modify it here. Okay, very important. Another things that you have to take into consideration is to go to the design. Okay, so these allowable stress of soil were under general. Okay, now if you go to the design, the next one, you will see the design parameters. Okay, so do you want by default your footing to be rectangular or square? Okay, you may change here. You have parameters like the minimum footing width is 1 meter, the minimum pad base is 400, so it is too big. Let me put 200. Okay, this. Good. So we have parameters like the minimum steel size. Okay, do you want your footing reinforcement to have bobs or not? Okay, bobs is the bending of bar, that bending. Okay, and so on. So click on OK. You have time to go through the remaining settings. I just showed you the most important. So now select a column here, click on insert pad footing so that you can have so that you can have this. Okay, I will repeat. If you are on another story, like story 1 here, if you select a column, you'll not be able to see that option of insert path. Okay? So you have to make sure that you are not on the story 1 or any other story. You must move to story 0. Okay, story 0 here. Okay, and each story 0 now you select one of the column, then insert path footing, and you will have this the table here. Do you all have this table so that I can go on and sorry? I'm going fast. So I will repeat again. Okay. So the first thing we did was just to view some settings of the foundation. So I went to the settings, the general settings center, and I went to the foundation. Okay. So foundation in the general tab, what I emphasized on was the allowable stress of the soil, the bearing capacity of the soil. Okay, the allowable bearing capacity of the soil. So you must fill the number. Okay, you must make sure that this is corresponding to the soil test result. Okay, good. Sorry?
Yeah. Formation. So, before we continue this will grow.
Of course.
Look at your side. Will be good. Here, when we take to the position, service up.
Yes.
That will direct which kind of boring will happen. So the nature of the soil.
So it means simply all those information will come from the geotechnical report. If you have conducted the soil test, so the result from the soil test, you will be able to see all those information. The unit weight of your soil, the bearing capacity of the soil, everything will come from the report. Then under design, the next tab, okay, the design, we'll see design options, design settings. So you are the one to set this accordingly to what you want to have. Okay, that's what I talked about the settings. Then after the settings, now to insert a path footing, make sure you are on story 0. Then select one of the column, any column. Now you'll see insert path footing. So if you click on insert path footing, you'll have the table. Okay. So Romeo, we are not covering strip foundation, only path footing. Okay. So strip foundation, the mat foundation, designing of pipe, all will be covered in the upcoming training, the advanced level. Okay, so for now, here what we have to cover is only the path footing. So here we see we have the path footing geometry. We have a label. Label you are already familiar. It's just a naming. So this will be named as F1C15. It means the column that I have selected was 15. Okay. So if I select another column, let's say 18, for instance, if I go to the insert part footing, now it will be named as 1C F1C 18. So it depends on the column you have selected. We have the depth, we have the footing taper height. We don't have any taper height, that's why it's 0. You have cover and so on. So these are the main. Okay, so you can see by default I have a cover of 100. 100 is too big. Okay, so if you can change and put it to 50. Okay, the reason I was having 100 is because in the settings it means I have 100 as the cover. Okay, so pay attention on the settings. Okay, so whenever you do a change here, you have to redesign. Here we have a design. So I have to design again. Click on this to design again. So if you have changed something here, like this, you have to design. Okay. Where you will see these 2 arrows, it means you can increase or decrease the value. Okay. You can increase or decrease. Okay. The same goes for the size here. The length in X direction and Y direction. Because you have these 2 arrows, you can increase. You can see even here it is increasing or decrease. Okay. Good. So whenever you are increasing or decreasing, here on this table here, it will be automatically updated. Okay, and you will be able to see the design status here. Design have failed. For instance, 1 meter, it is failing. If I increase and put 1.1 meter, now the design is successful. So you can always play around this and see the results here. Good. So the next one is the footing eccentricity. If you want to apply any eccentricity to the footing, it is not acting in the center. Now you will use this one. Okay. So these are the main here, I can say. Now the next one, the tab. Here we have different tabs here on the left side. Okay. Geometry now. The next one is pedestro. We don't have any pedestro. If you take a look at the figure here on this, but if I click on add here, now you see it has been added to my footing. It was like this before. If I click, now I have a pedestro. So if I want to put a pedestro, I can use these values to play around the size of the pedestro. This one here. Then I will remove it. The next tab are related to the analysis. If I click on material, I will be able to see the material here. You remember we have already set this, the reinforced, the compressed. Settings, but you still have option to change them here. The next one is the option. Option, you can decide to change the increment step. Simply increment step, what it means, you see I have 100 by default. Remember when I was increasing or decreasing these values, the difference was 100. So if I had 1 meter, if I click on increase, it became 1.1. If I increase again, it became 1.2 and so on. So that difference is the increment here. Then we have the column load. Under column load, you will be able to see the actual load reaching your footing here. And then lastly, we have the rebar, where you can set the rebar reinforcement. Okay. So you can see that you have different rebar layer. Okay. So you have bottom rebars, you have side rebars, and we have top rebars. So if I want to use top rebars, so then I will make sure it is selected here. If I don't want to use the top rebars, then I will remove them from here. So to make it clear what I'm saying, come here to have a 3D view. So you click on 3D view, you will be able to see the reinforcement in the footing. It will be much clearer. So for now, I don't have any side bar text or top bars. You see, I have only bottom rebars in X and Y direction. But if I select, for instance, the top, now if I zoom, you see we have these top reinforcement. Okay. So if you don't want to use them, I will remove them. Now they are gone. So it depends on what you want to achieve. Now here, we have quantity and diameter. So you can change the diameter of reinforcement. You can also change the spacing if you wish to. But for my case, this one are okay. Good. So if you are done with the design, then you have to click on OK, and you'll see your pad have been designed. And if I go to the 3D view, here is the pad that I have designed. So those who are getting errors when they click on insert pad footings, please make sure you are on story 0, okay? Because that error will come when you are trying to do like something you are not supposed to do, okay? Maybe you are trying to import the pad footing when you are on another story. That may happen. So make sure, for instance, if you are on this story, on story 0, make sure you close it, okay? Close it and open it again to make sure that everything is up to date. So you have seen how to insert a pad footing. Now, I saw some of you in your model, you have here around near the staircase, you have like 2 columns which are so if you have 2 columns which are near to each other, means we have a slightly short distance between those 2 columns. The option you have is to create a combined footing. Okay? So for my case, I don't have such scenario, but let's suppose that these were my 2 columns here. So to insert a combined footing, you have to select those 2 columns. Okay? You have to select those 2 columns. If you select them, now you see insert combined pad footing. Instead of inserting pad footing, you will insert combined pad footing. The same, even if you select both of them and right click, you'll be able to see also insert combined pad footing. Okay, so in that case, if we click on insert combined pad footing, you see it is trying to give me error for my case because I have a very long distance here. So actually I should not put a combined. But if I ignore the error, now I will be able to open my pad footing, but we see it is somehow not accurate because of the distance. But for you who have two adjacent columns which are together, so you can try to do that, and you'll be able to insert a pad footing combined. Okay, so try for those who have those kind of columns. Virtual participant, how about your end? Please make sure that every time you are doing the pad footing design, you are also have active building analysis. Okay. So let me check for the online people here. I'm getting errors on the edge column. I can design area ones. So Mariana and A and B have the same question. Okay, so I'll try to help in a few minutes. Let me see. Can I design a number of pad days at time? Yes. So Mariana and A and B, I'm responding to your question in a few minutes. So let me first of all show how we can design a number of pad footing at the same time. Okay, good. So follow here. So instead of designing one pad footing one by one, you can select multiple columns. For instance, this. Okay, I've selected 3. For instance, if I go to insert pad footing again, okay, now I will have the footing, all the footings, but in a list form. Okay, they are listed here. Okay, it's like how we design the remaining members, the other members. Okay, where we had like all the list of all the members. Now you can either do design one by one, or you can do a batch. So it is the same thing here. So if I select one column here, one pad column here, and click on design, design selected, it means I want to design only this. Okay. But if I select multiple columns like this and click on design all, it means I want to design all of this at the same time. Okay, so you can see that it is almost similar to the interactive design and batch design we saw on other members. So before you click on design selected or design all, we have these three options. You remember these 3 options? We had them when we were doing a batch design. You can redesign all. Okay, you can check the design but redesign if failed, or do not design. You are already familiar with this. So if I want to design all this at once, I can select all. You have even a select all button here. You can select all, everything here. I can choose redesign all here, then click on design all. You see, by now the status was failing, but if I design, they are being redesigned. Now I have active status here. Okay. So if I click on OK, here, now these 3 pad footing will be designed like so. But if I select one, you see each one is independent. Okay, each one is independent. This may be an option that you want to achieve. Okay, but sometimes you want to have like one, let's say one typical footing. You want these 3 columns to have the same size and design. So in that case, I'm going to delete this and repeat the procedure, but I want them to be similar, these three. The procedure is the same. I would select those columns first, insert pad footing. Okay. By inserting pad footing, instead of designing all like individually, like I did before, I will select all first, then I will group them. Okay, it will be like one group. Okay, I have to. Okay. Yeah, we have a group. So they are all grouped. You can see here under columns, you have a list of all those columns. They are grouped together. Good. Now you can design selected. Now, that design selected, you have a table like the one we had. So you will do the adjustment as you wish. Okay. You will do the adjustment as you wish. You can go to the ribbon and change, maybe remove these tops. You can do any change that you want. If everything is okay here, now if I click on OK, you see the design status is okay. Now if I click on OK again to end the command, I will have 3 design pad footing having the same properties and design. And if I try to select one of these, all the 3 will be selected because they are grouped together. Okay. If I try to select one of these, now they will be all selected. At any time, if you want to do a modification to your design, it's a matter of selecting a pad footing. Okay, then go to property. To go to property again, it will bring back the design option. Good. Try this out for physical people when I'm supporting the online ones. Okay. So A and B, I'm going to stop sharing so that you can share your screen and see the issue you are facing, so I can see if they can support. So can you please share the screen and see the issue? Okay, but I can see you have.
Yeah, I was facing the issue before, and then the program crashed. And once I restarted, it's working fine now.
So now it is okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. So how about Mariana? Can you maybe do the same as A and B did, so to see if
okay. Close and start again.
Yeah. So I hope everyone is on this stage, but for Mariana, can you please let me know if the issue you had have been resolved before you go on? So can you share your screen so that you can see? Please try to share your screen. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So here, yeah. So,
So we are able to see your screen. Good.
okay. If I select a color
Mhm.
and insert card, it's popping this message.
So
If
first
I
of
click
all,
OK,
okay, wait a bit. That message is telling you that your analysis results are not up to date. So it means you have to run the analysis. Okay.
I did it twice.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Oh, should I repeat analysis?
Repeat it. You see the analysis is not up to date. So we run the analysis.
Yes.
You have some errors.
Some error.
Can,
Yes.
can you bring back that rerun the building model check so that I can see what those errors are about?
Okay.
Scroll up to see.
This one. This one.
So we have some members which are overlapping. You remember how to correct those errors?
Yes. Okay. Let's go to correct them. It's a 3. Okay. It's here. This is yes, this one. If I delete it, it's not deleted.
Cannot be deleted because you have already put the strips. So to delete a slab, you need first of all to delete the strip if you want to delete any slab.
Okay, that's why.
Okay, so what I can suggest for now, because that will take a lot of time, let's go on because I can see there are some members which are designed. Let's go on with the training. When we go for the lunch break, you will come back and correct those errors. Okay.
Okay.
Because I can see on the superstructure you have already designed. Even on the foundation side, you have designed only one pad footing. So that will be okay for now to proceed with the training. But remember, when we will be going for the lunch break, we come back and correct the errors. Then after the break, you will share again the screen and make that everything is okay on your side.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so before okay, it's okay. Let's do that. Let me share the screen and proceed with the training. So the remaining participants, you all have created all the footings. So for my case, I wanted to show you how I created them. If I try to select one of these, you see all the footings which are being highlighted. It means they are grouped together. Okay, so these are footing type 1. Okay, with all these which are grouped together. I have another footing type, these 3, named as footing 2. We have another one, footing 3, named as footing 3. So it means when you select multiple footings, the ones that you have grouped together, if you open the design tab under the footing label, I changed the name. Okay, I changed the name. That's what I did. That's why you will see that I have all these footings are footing type 1. You can see I have another type 2 here, and I have type 3. Okay, so simply what I did, I went to the label and changed the label name. So that's it. We have something like this. Good. So we are ready to go for the reporting. So another things that you may want to model here is maybe the ground beam. If you want to model the ground beam, it will be modeled, but you will not be able to design that ground beam. Okay, it is there just for, the ground beam is sitting on a foundation. So if you model it here, it's just for detailing purpose, but not for design. So in case you want to model them, you will model them on the story 0. Okay, on story 0. Okay, you can model them the way we modeled the beams. If you go to beams and you put the size, okay, the cross section. So if you put only the cross section size and start modeling, let's say a beam here. If you go to the 3D view, you will see that it will be located at the lower side here, which is wrong. That's not what we want. Okay, so what you have to do is to remember to go to the settings under 3D view, 3D tab here. Then you can increase the delta I and the delta Z at I and J end. Okay, let's say 900. Say 900 and update. In that case, it will be here. Okay. No. For the detailing purpose, so that when we go in Prota detail, we will have those details. So if I can decide to model them, then I will go on and let's say just modeling them. Okay, so try to do this. Let's say I have something like this. Now, in a 3D view, it will be looking like this. Okay. Yeah, they are just for the detailing purpose. Because if I go, for instance, to the design, I'll first of all try to put these beams very quickly so that I can proceed. Try to model them quickly. Okay, I think now everyone have modeled this. So I was saying that if you go to the design tab now, you have foundation beams. Okay, so if you click on foundation beams, you will be able to see the list of all those beams that you have modeled. Okay, but if you try to design one of the beams, okay, try to design one of the beam, click yes. Reinforcement will be placed. Okay. This reinforcement will be placed. Okay. But if you check well here, the area required, you have 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. It means there are no load captured. It have not been designed. So the reinforcement being put here will help us just for the detailing purpose. You can even change them manually, okay, depending on what you want, but they are not being put here according to the design. Okay, you can change the bar pattern if you wish. Okay, you can even view here in detailed drawings to view the details of the ground beam. So you can see for the scenario I have, how the reinforcement have been placed. There is something wrong here. Okay. So the problem is the cover. Okay. So I have to make sure that under the settings, under, I have to change the cover. Okay. Can see it here, concrete cover, 225 on all sides. I've just changed the cover. Okay. Now I think we will now resolve the issue. If I go back here, open the detailed drawing. It's still not resolved. Let me go back, make sure that they have changed all the cover. So I have changed the cover. This cover, take a look. I have changed the cover for the floor beams. Okay. So I need to go for the foundation beam. We have a tab for the foundation beam here, and do the same. I think now we see the issue is resolved now. Good. They are the same. So go to the settings. Under beam, you will see parameter. Then you change the cover. In the beam settings design, you have also option to copy reinforcement from one span to other. For instance, I can decide this span to be let me say 3. Okay. See, I have 3 reinforcement here. The remaining span is 2. So if I click on this reinforcement, you have a copy bars. I click on copy and paste to all. Then this will change automatically. Paste to all. You see, all have been changed to 3 reinforcement. Let me bring them back to 2. Copy, paste to all, then they will be pasted. Okay. So you can do the batch design to reselect all reinforcement so that your beam will be, your ground beam will have or reinforcement, but you will see that the design started will remain like this. Okay, so these are for the detailing purpose. Okay, then close and save your project. So let's quickly go to the detailing part, reporting and detailing part. Okay. So we are done with the design tab. The next tab is the drawing and reports. Okay, drawing and reports. But for my case, I didn't create a footing report for the footing. Okay, so if you didn't do that, please make a report first. We have made the report for the column, for the story beam, for the slab. Now let's do it for the pad footing. Just go under design and click on pad footing. We'll be able to see all your footings. Okay. For my case, I am seeing only 3 because you remember I have grouped. Okay, so I have 3 different types. Good. Then click on detail the report here, and a report will be generated for your pad footing. So if you didn't make the reporting, quickly try to make the report. Yes. Make sure that you have did the report for all. Yeah, the BIM we did. No, because there is no design. So you cannot do the reports. Okay, then I will pass. There is another important report. You remember when we were in the analysis, under the building analysis, okay? We had a post-analysis. Okay. Had a post-analysis, and we had analysis results. So you can use this. It is another type of report if you want. You can use it as well. Okay. And to cut it short, when you go to the drawing and detailing report, you will be able to see reports here. So we have a different kind of reports here. Okay. So all these reports may not be available. It will just depend on what you have designed. Okay. All these reports may not be available. For instance, if you click on a steel beam design report, if you don't have a steel beam, then you will not be able to review that report. So an important report I wanted to show you here is this pre-analysis. Okay, so go to the reports here and click on pre-analysis. It will give in the drawing reports tab. Okay, you will see the reports. If you go there, you will be able to view the pre-analysis. Okay. So this is a report with basic informations for your model, with story heights, the name, the analysis parameter. Remember the story of the story degree of freedom that you have used, the road combinations, and so on, the concrete grade and whatever. Okay, so this is a pre-analysis report. So it is very crucial because you have to show the parameters that you have used in your analysis and design. Okay, so this is the pre-analysis report or pre-analysis check. Close it. So for now, we have created or we have viewed the main reports. Okay, but the last one I want to show you, which is very, very important, and that I know that few of the structural software produce, is the quantity extraction table. Very, very useful report. If you click on quantity extraction table, we'll be able to extract quantities for concrete and for formwork. Okay. So of all your members that you have, okay, and if you check here below, you will see the total volume in cubic meter for all the concrete that you have in your project. Okay. But here, then you have a detailed report of concrete quantity takeoff. You have so close it and try to open the formwork quantity table. Again, you have all the details here, and the total forming, you will have it here at the bottom. Of all the formwork in a square meter. If you click on report again, we have the quantity tables. Then I will close this. So when we were in the analysis, you remember we set also the compressive strength for foundation. Did you do that? For all superstructure, not foundation. It was for superstructure. So take a look. If you go where we were here, take a look here. So we have a default materials. So these are for the superstructure, and we have the foundation. So you have to go for the foundation. Good. Okay, good. So now let's go on with the detailing. So we are done with all the main reporting. The remaining one will be to combine all those reporting. We'll do it in Protadata. Okay. So if there is a report that you didn't create here in Protastructure, you will not be able to see it in Protadata. So let's move on and go for the detailing part. It is which color? So are your footing passing? Okay, good. Yes, yeah. So please move to the . clicking on Plota Details, okay, we have this form here. You can use this, okay, to preview, okay, how your drawings will be looking in Plota Detail before going even in Plota Detail. I may choose one of the stories, okay, any story you want, or all of them, if you want to view all of them. So I'm only picking one story and click on OK. I will have like a preview of how my column application drawing will be looking like. Good. So from here, I may decide that if this is what I want, or if there is some settings that I want to change. Okay. For instance, you can see at every column I have a link button here. The links also. I may decide maybe I don't want to view the links of every column, okay, but have the like a typical one. You may say that you want to view, you don't want to see all this dimension maybe, or change anything else. So in that case, you can go through the settings and change that how you want it to appear before going to the Plota Details. Okay. You remember on the settings center, under the settings center, I have showed you some of the elements here, the tools, the settings related to the detailing. Okay. The most important I want to talk about here is this scale. If you click on scale, you will be able to see all the scales of your drawings here. Taking an example to the column application, the one we have here in the background. Okay. I have a column application here. It is 20%. Okay. I'm going to increase it and put 50. I'm putting 50 and click on OK. So I want you to see how these scales can affect your drawings. Okay. Before it was 20. Now I have increased it. Okay. So this one we had here was for 20 as a scale. Okay, 1/20. Now I have 1/50. Then I will have to update the view. Okay, so you see the size of the drawings before I update. Now if I update, now you see how the columns have were you able to see the changes? I will bring it back to 50 so that you can see. You see the size of this column, okay? The representation size, even you see where the size of these links here. It is for 1/50. So if I go back and change back to 20, you know, when we are reducing the scale, we are increasing the drawing. So take a look. This was the initial for the 50. If I update, now you see how the columns have become bigger. So this may be helpful. I can see that this is very big. Let me reduce it to maybe, let's say, column application, let's say 30 or even 40. Click OK, update. Now I can see that this is much more clear than the previous one. Yeah, it is to update here, is to refresh this view. Okay. After doing some changes, we have to update. Okay, so that was one of an example of what you can change regarding the scale. You can even go here. Try to go through all the other detailing part here. So for instance, if I go to the form plan here, let me give you another example of something you can maybe change. You see under the column application, you have column application here. You remember we are dealing with column application. So you have settings of links regarding the column application. For now, it is saying show links next to the column. That's why next to each column here, I have link. So I can go and click on show links next to the plan, for instance. If I click on OK and update, now next to the column, I don't have any links, but I have them next to the plan. Okay, it's like I have one type of link for all these columns. Okay. You can decide maybe to hide, let's say, the links. In that case, I will select hide links, click OK, update. Now you will have no information regarding the links. So it's up to you. It depends on how you want to view your drawing. How you can customize them. Then you have a task to go through and do multiple attempts and see how the available options. Okay. So now I will close this. You can even do them for the column elevation. You can, for instance, if I go for column elevation, now I will be able to preview how the column would be presented. Okay. Good. You can see that these labels are somehow small compared to the size of or the length of the column. So you can now decide to go back to the setting and decrease, and increase the scale, okay? And so on and so on. So let's don't waste a lot of time here and jump directly to the Protadetail. So go to the drawings and report and click on Protadetail. You have the owning. You have to save first of all the project, yes. Then it will open Protadetail. Go to the drawing and report tab here. Go to the Protadetail. If you get a prompt up asking you to save the project first, accept, save, and then the Protadetail will open. Sorry? Yeah, it will launch Protadetail. So A and B, we said that those ground beam, we are not designing them. We put them there for just detailing purpose, not for being designed. Yes, so that's why. Okay. So were you able to launch Protadetails? Mine have opened, and this is how it is looking like. So make sure you have launched your Protadetail. See that the name you have here, it must be the same as the one you had in Protastructure. Okay. and you will know directly that it is the same project. So when we want to make generate our drawings, we have two options. Okay, so as you can see, we have different tabs here, like we had in Protastructure. We have like what we had in Protastructure's structure tree here, and some commands here. Okay. So what we want to do is to produce the drawings, because one of the advantages of the software is that it can generate all the drawings automatically. So that's what we want to see. So we have two options here. We have the auto-generate details and the start by creating a new drawing options. So the first one, which is auto-generate, if you use the first one, generate, you want the software to automatically generate all the drawings of your project. Okay. If you choose to use the second one, now you have like you have a blank project. Now you as the user, you decide which member you want to detail. Okay, so they are different. So let's start by seeing the first one, the auto-generate detail. So click on auto-generate detail. If you click on auto-generate details, you will have this setting. Okay. You will have these settings. So to explain this a bit, affect the detailing part one. Okay, so don't be afraid to explore them and see, because it will only affect the detailing. Because we have already designed, we are now talking about detailing. So if you check here, we have different stories that we had in our project. Okay, so you have to select the one you want to detail. For my case, all stories are selected. It means all story will be detailed. On the middle part here, we have different members, the form plans, column application, the elevation. Do you want column schedule? Do you want beam elevation? So anything you want to detail must be checked here. Okay. Then on the right side, you will have different settings. So for instance, if I select the form plan here, I will have the settings related to the form plan. If I select the column, I will have settings related to the column application. If I select column elevation here, now the settings will be related to the column elevation, and so on. Okay, so you have to go through these settings one by one so that you may. So I was explaining how all these settings work. So if you select on one of the members here, you have its settings here. If I select form plan, now this means all these settings are related to the form plan. If I select path footing, for instance, the settings here is related to path footing. If I select beam elevation, the settings here are related to the beam elevation, and so on. Okay. Now here we have insert quantity table and insert model information. So for now, let's deactivate this. I will show you what it is all about. Insert to sheet is just to put all the drawings on a sheet. Make sure it is deactivated. I will show you how we can do that in a few minutes. Then lastly, we have these two options here again. Draw on separate file. or insert to sheet. Okay, so insert to sheet, remove it because it will insert your drawing to a paper. We'll use this option later on. Draw on separate file. It means if it is checked, you will have different file. It means the columns will be placed in one file. The detailing of beams will be placed in another file, and so on. So for now, we want everything to be in a single file, so make sure nothing it is not selected. Okay. We have the scale here as well. Okay. It is very important when mainly you are dealing with putting drawing on sheet. We'll see it in a few minutes. So if everything is okay with this, make sure insert quantity table is not checked. Insert model information is not checked. All these below are not checked. Then click on draw. If you click on draw, you will have the blank page. You have to click somewhere, then the drawing will start being generated. The software will start generating all the drawings. So it will take time depending on the size of the project and the capacity of your computer, of course. But for my case, it is done. You can see I have all the drawings of my project. Okay, so if I zoom here, we will have the foundation flow. Okay, there is some mess because of these dimensions and whatever, because we didn't set all the settings correctly. I have the form plan, first story. I have the second story here. I have the third story. I have the column application. First story, column application for the second story, even for the third story. I have all the column elevations here. You can see with reinforcement and rebar. And I have even beams. See, it's the beam. Even the cross section of my beams here. What else did I have? I have even the pad footing. So if you check well, after every detailing, we'll have some tables, the bad building schedule. Okay, so this is one of the powerful features of Protadetails. It produced automatically the quantity takeoff of rebars. Okay, if I zoom like this for this, we'll have the diameter, okay, the quantity, even the length, and the form, how it is bended. Okay. This for pad footing. If I go for the beam, I will have beam elevation quantity takeoff as well. If I go for the column, you will have the same. Okay. And then if you go for the column application, you have the same. Okay. Good. So this is the very important. And of course, we have another table that we are showing here, which is the model information, specifying the codes and all the other parameters related to the soil and material used during the design process when we were in Protastructure. So after generating these drawings, okay, after generating these drawings, you can still edit some of you can still edit this drawing. For instance, I may want to move, let's say, I want to move this plan view that I have here. Then I will select. Okay, I will select it. Then if you right click, you see some options here. I have even move. So by clicking on move, I will take a reference point, then I will move my drawing. Okay. For those who are familiar with AutoCAD, most of the shortcuts are the same. Again, if I select this, right, M, you can see I can view the command here. Can take then move from one point then to somewhere else. Yes, a question? Can be done. We are going to see. So, another thing that you can do here, you can put all these drawings on sheets so that you can save it on a sheet. So you can first of all press drawing and put them on sheet later, or you can decide to insert even the drawing at the same time with the sheet. Okay. So for instance, if you have already generated the drawings and you want to bring in some sheet 2, you have to go to the detail library. Okay. Under detail library, you see the first one is sheet. Okay. If you click on sheet, now you'll be able to see different sheets here according to the size. We have A0. If I click insert, you'll see that A0 it is very big. See? You can have a smaller one, let's say A3 for instance. If I click here, you see now this is A3. Okay, good. So you can insert different size. So let's, for instance, take an A3 here. Then I can move, let's say, this floor plan and bring it maybe to. So now I have a form plan which is on a sheet, for instance. Okay, and here if you zoom and see under the title block of the sheet, you automatically see that the information that we have filled when we were in Protastructure regarding the design, the designer and the checker, you see that it have automatically been filled. If you zoom where we have a project name, you see that it have been automatically filled. So you don't need to go back and edit manually. Okay. So another thing here, you can even customize the sheet to be used. For instance, this, you see, this is a default one. You may want to use your company title block or template. So it is also visible. Okay. So for instance, if I do like, if I bring in like one customized sheet, you don't have this sheet. Okay, so I just want you to show this you can see it is not a default one from Protastructure, so it is another one that I have customized. Okay, now you can bring your drawings inside here. Okay, so to do this kind of customization, okay, of the sheet, you must have a software in your computer which can open a DXF file, okay, because all these sheets are DXF. Then if you open your browser, your computer, I mean your file manager, and go to the to my documents. Under my documents, we see a Protalib, which means Prota library. Okay, so open it. You'll be able to see a sheet folder. Then if you click on sheet folder, you will be able to see those default sheets. Okay, those default sheets that we are being able to see in Prota detail. So they are saved in DXF file. So what you have to do is to open one of these if you have a software which can open a DXF file. Then do some modification that you want to do in your sheet and save it back, save as, give it a name and save it back to this folder. So if you save it back to this folder, in that case, you will be able to view your modified sheet like this. Okay. So it is under my documents in a folder of Protalib. You will be able to see sheet folder. That's where all the sheets are stored. And for your information, all by default, all the Protastructure projects are saved in my document. Okay. So if I go back to the file here, under my documents, we'll be able to see Protadata 2025. Okay. So if you go under Protadata 2025, that's where by default all your projects are being saved. Okay. Now you'll see a different folder, and each folder will have a name of the project. So, and if you want to share your project with your colleague, okay, now you have to take to copy all the folder, okay? Because if you go inside one of the folder, maybe let's see the one we are using is. I will take any of the folder. You will see many different files. So there is no file inside the folder that you copy and share with your friends. Okay. If you want to share the Protastructure model, you have to share with your colleague the entire folder. Okay. So that was just like information. Then that was the first way of generating the drawings. So take like 1 to 2 minutes to make sure that you can generate drawing automatically and see how it works. Then I will come back and we'll explore the second option where we as user can manually decide which drawing we want to generate. Okay, so take 3 minutes to do that. So let's go on and explore the second option. Okay. And yeah, so what we are going to do, there is a close button, not the one on the top. There are two. Okay, don't close the Prota detail. Okay. If you want, you can save it. If you don't want, you can not. Okay. So there is a small close button here. Don't use the bigger one to close the software. There is another one. Okay. So if you click on that, you have this. Sorry. It is still, yeah, it will be saved. It will be saved as a Prota detail file. So to export, I will show you how to export in a few minutes to come. Okay. Good. If you did that, now you have something back like we had when we opened it. Good. That's okay. If you have saved it, you will be able to see it here. Okay. Me, I didn't save, that's why I don't have anything. But if you have saved, then you will be able to see it here. So you have seen how auto-generate file work. Now let's use the second one, which is start by creating a new drawing. Okay. Start by creating a new drawing. Then click. If you click it, now you have an empty file like this. Okay. You have an empty file like this, so it means it is still empty. It is now we are going to decide what do we want to generate, to draw as a drawings. Okay. So let's do that. We do it using the structure tree, if I can say here. Here, so we have, you can see we have form plans, we have column application plans, column elevation, story beams, and whatever. They are all here. So let's start with the form plans. Come to the form plan and expand the form plan. Expand the form plan. You will be able to see all the form plans here. No, these are the view plans simply. Yeah. Take it as just the form plans are view plans, if I can say. Story plans. Yeah. So for instance, here we have two options. You can decide to generate plan by plan, or you can decide to generate all the plans at once. So let's start by generating only the foundation. So if you click on foundation, right click, you see the draw. So it means we are going to draw only the foundation. So if I click on draw, now you have settings. Now these settings are related only to the specific member I want to draw. For our case, it is related to the foundation. Okay. And if you investigate, we have different options here. All the setting, option 1, option 2, and option 3. Good. So if after setting these options, then we click on draw. But under option 1, you see we have settings related to rebars, settings related to the dimensions. Okay, in option 1. In option 2, we have settings related to how the display or the presentation of the form plan will look like. Okay. Then option 3, it is about the column hatch. Okay, do you want to hatch your columns or not? Okay. So for instance, if I click on draw and click somewhere, you see my settings will be drawn. Just draw. Okay. But you can see maybe these dimensions are confusing. Okay. So if I decide to redraw this plan without this kind of dimension. Okay, I'm going to draw another one. This is the similar. I'm going to click on foundation again, draw. But in this case, I want to remove these dimension things. Okay, so I'm trying to show you the difference of these settings. If I click on draw, these are two similar plans, but these have this kind of dimension. This doesn't have the dimension. Okay, you can see that all are done under settings. Depending on what you want, it removes the dimension. Okay. Good. Talking about dimension, you can even put dimension manually. Okay. For instance, I want to dimension this axis only. For instance, manual. So we have dimensions here, tools. Okay, let's use the tab. It will be much easier for you. Under dimensions, dimension tab. You will see automatic dimension, vertical, horizontal, aligned, and so on. So let me use this horizontal dimension because I want to dimension this horizontal axis. Let's say I will click on the first one, click on the second one. You see, I have a dimension. Okay, manually, I have just dimension. Add insert a dimension. Okay. Like you are used it for those who are using AutoCAD. You can use a continuous dimension. Okay. If you go under again dimension, you see dim continue. Continuous dimension. So you select the first dimension here, then you continue putting dimension continuously. So you see it is likely like auto. And like those who are using AutoCAD, I saw most of you here said that you are using AutoCAD. We have the here below. Here below. You can activate the ortho or not. Okay. So you can activate the snap pinpoint, can activate the auto mode or not, and so on. Yeah, it's like on auto. Good. So that was about the form plan. So let's say I want to bring the story one plan. So I will go to story one, right click and draw. Again, I have to deal with the settings. Okay. I will click on draw, then to draw the story one. So it have drawn the story one with all the reinforcement here, with all the strip span. So it is like more information in one form plan. So it is somehow not looking good, if I can say. So if you want to remove some of the information here on the plan, it's a matter of going back to the settings here. Okay, we have settings here. We have another one here, and option here. So depending on what you want to remove, you can use these settings. For instance, you can say, I don't want to see the reinforcement. Okay, if I click on draw without reinforcement, now you see how it is looking like. There is no information of reinforcement in the slab. Okay, so it depends on what you want. Okay. So that's why you need to do practices even after this training. Okay, you need to do practices and go and explore all these settings so that Maybe in the afternoon after at the end of the training, I will even share you with some guide, okay, a PDF documents with information. Maybe it will help you to still do practices even after the training. So I can again draw one of the plan, but now this time I want to insert the drawing on a sheet. Instead of generating a drawing, insert a sheet, then I will use a move command. I want the drawing to be drawn directly on a sheet. So in that case, after setting the above setting, I will have to click on insert sheet. You see the insert sheet, insert to sheet. If you click on insert to sheet, then on the right side, you'll have to decide the sheet size. Okay, you have different size, A0, A1, and so it depends on the size. Okay, so let's, for instance, use an A3, for instance, is the form used for this small project. Okay. Then you will click on OK after selecting a sheet. Now we have a scale here. Okay. No, we are not there, my friend. Go to draw here. Yeah, we want to draw some. Yes. Then insert to sheet. Then by clicking here, you will be able to see different sheet sizes. So you have to select one image. So if I click on draw, take a look here, I will draw. You see how my form plan, okay, my story 2 plan were inserted to sheet. Okay. But take a look, I will do the same again, but this time I'm going to change the scale. Okay, before I had 100, let's put 50 and click on draw. I want you to see the effect of the scale. You see now the drawing have been bigger than the sheet itself. So whenever you have a scenario like this, you will have to deal with the scale. Then we will have to increase the scale so that the drawing become like small. Or you may have a scenario like this, and you see that the drawing is somehow smaller, so small, okay, and you want to fit it on the sheet. Then you will repeat the procedure, but this time make sure that you adjust the scale, and then now draw. Maybe this is better, okay? And still you can, of course, select everything. If you want, maybe let's say to move, okay? Then you can move, bring it to the center, like so. And now you'll have your drawings. Good. Yeah. So I will select everything here and delete everything. Yeah. There's something else I wanted to show you. You have seen that all the form plans were drawn one by one. But if it is because I was selecting the form plan, okay? But if I select this form plan as title here, the above, instead of selecting each story, I select the title, the form plan. Right click and draw. Now, if I click on draw, all the story will be drawn automatically like this. Okay, we repeat. I have deleted everything. Okay. I was saying that we were drawing story one by one. Okay. But you may want to draw all the stories at once. So in that case, we select the title here, the form plan. Instead of selecting the story itself, we select the form plans as a title here. Then right click and draw. You set the settings as you wish. Then click on draw. All the four stories that we have, all the four plans that we have will be drawn automatically like this. Yeah, they will be set in sheet if you have checked insert to sheet. Okay. If you deactivate insert to sheet and draw, now they will be drawn without sheet. So it's up to you to do what you want. So the same scenario goes even for the elevation and the story and but before we leave the form plan to proceed with the remaining, there is something I want to show you. I will draw a separate form plan and make sure all the reinforcement are there. Okay, like this one. Whenever you select something with reinforcement and right click, you have the ability to create a quantity table. Okay, so if I click on quantity table, click OK. Now I will be able to have all the reinforcement in a tabular form as a bar bending scale. A very important thing. Okay? Now I have all the reinforcements within my plan view here in a tabular form, and I will be here at the bottom. I will be able to see the total length, okay, even the total weight. You know, these are very important information. Okay, so let's go on and see the other member type. Let's go for the column applications. Column applications are similar to form plans. Okay, so if you go to the drawings, the only settings we have here is only related to the column dimension and links. Do you want to hide links or show links on the column application? Do you want to show the dimension or not? So, okay. And again, you can insert to sheet or not. It's up to you. If you click on insert quantity table, it is the bar bend schedule we are having. If you choose to insert model information, is the table we are having with all the information of the standard we have used, the parameters of the soil. So if you want them, you may check them. If you want to put it on sheet now, it's a matter of selecting a sheet as we did. And then draw. Then I will draw. Then they will be drawn. Yeah. Sorry. If it is not showing, just select here, right click and quantity table. You will be able to create the quantity table. But this quantity table created is the quantity table of what you have selected. Okay. So in that case, if you want to select only the one story, you make sure you select everything, every columns here, like so. Yes, right click, and you'll see the quantity table. What are you selecting? Yeah, if it is a form plan, you have to find. Which story are you working on? No, these are for slab. So on foundation, you'll be having to think, not one. So online people, are we still together? Okay, good. Okay, so I can see everything is okay on your side, which is good. Okay, again, if you see that you have a scale issue, you remember that you have to go back. Okay. Then deal with the scale here. After selecting the paper, you have to deal with this scale. Good. If I put like 70, for instance, and draw, now you see now how these are becoming smaller than the one I had here. So if I do the same again, but this time I put 20. Draw. Oh, so here I have chosen the wrong sheet. Is 20, okay, or even 10, for instance. Draw. See how the columns are becoming. Okay, so it depends on what you want to achieve. Yeah, this is better. So I can delete all of this. So we are done with the form plan. We are done with the column application. Remember that we can add some dimensions here at any time using the dimensions here. Good. So let's go to the column elevation. Let's quickly go to the column elevations here. If I click on one story, okay, and expand it again, now I will be able to see the list of all the columns. So if I click on one column and right click, now I have 3 options. I don't have directly a draw command, I have 3 options. The first one, you can draw a column through a single story. So if I click on it, you see it is only one story column. Okay, it is one story column. The second option is to draw the column through all stories. So now if I use this, I will leave everything checked here, click OK. Now you see I have detailing of the same story from the ground all the way to where it is ending. It is spanning two stories. So it is the same column, but here it was drawn only on a single story. Here, while here it is covering 2 stories. Good. Okay. So in a case I want to draw all the columns, now I will have to select column elevation drawings, the title. So if I use this, it will draw all the columns in my project. If I click on a story and right click, it will draw all the columns of that story only. Okay, so you will choose depending on what you want to achieve, to have. So the last one, which is the column schedule. If you click on draw column schedule, now you have it. It is like the section of that column, this one. If I'm selecting the C. Select the column, then if you click on schedule, it will bring the cross section because it is one column. It is one column only which is selected. Yes, if you select the whole story, now you have something like this. It is a table, okay? But you see, I have only one section. It means all these columns here have the same section. So instead of representing every column, it have given me one figure, and all these columns here, below here, have the same section as this one. That's the meaning. What? We are going to see, and you tell me if what I will show it is what you are saying. Okay, so that's about the column. Yeah. So now let's take a look at the story beams. Going to the story beams. Again, expand like we did on the column. If you want to design, to draw, to represent, show the drawing of one continuous beam, it's a matter of selecting on it. Right click, you will have a draw. Now you'll be able to draw. Okay. It will be drawn with the section as well. Yeah, this is the section. Yes, that's true. Then, what I can say about these sections, when we are in a Protastructure, under the settings, let me access them even from here. Okay, I think it will be the same. Yes, this setting center that we had before. When you go under the beams, so I accessed it in detail. I didn't go back to Protastructure. So if you go to the settings here, settings tab, if you go to the settings tab, you will see the last option called options. If you go to options, it is the settings center that we had in the Protastructure. So if you go under detailing, you go to the beam, you open the beam, then go all the way down to detailing drawings. Under detailing drawings, you see section. We are on beam. not on under detailing. No, detailed drawings. Click there, then go to section. Please, let's do it together. Go to the BIM. Okay. BIM, you will see detailed drawings. Under detailed drawings, you will see section. So in the section part, you can see you can decide to have no section. If you click on no section, you see on the drawings here, we don't have any section. You can have different beam section on different beams or on all beams. So if you click on all beams, now all beams will be covered with section. Okay. Then under here, under the number of section, you can decide to cut the section at the support and in the middle span, or you can cut section in the span only. So whenever you are changing this, you will see how this section will change. So click on OK again, because I'm showing you this because all these three sections we are seeing here, it was cutted under only the first span only, because that was the setting. So if you want to see the section in each and every span, then you have to modify them under the settings and make sure every span have section like this. So the next, if I draw the beam again, it is the same beam, but now I have section here, another section here, section, and I have now 4 different views. Okay. That's about the beam. And if I click on story, on under story in the beam elevation, you will see draw beam elevations. If you use this now, it means you want to create the beams of within all that story. Remember, Protastructure is very powerful when it comes to ball bending schedule. So whenever you select any element, right click, you will be able to create schedule. Okay, ball bending schedule. The quantity table. Very fast, yes. Okay. Very, very fast. So for the foundation beam, it is the same. Let's go to the pad footing then. So if you click on pad footing, before you go to the pad footing, here is a very important things on beam. So you may, I may want to draw. Let me go back to the story beam. I may want to draw this. If I draw the beam, it will be drawn like this. Okay. So let's suppose I have like a sheet. I have a sheet separately somewhere here. Let me move this sheet somewhere here. Okay. So now I want to move this beam to the sheet. Okay. So if I move this beam, you see it is somehow longer than the sheet itself. Okay, so there is an option to like to cut the beam, okay, so that can fit on the sheet. So what you can do under the detail library, you see the last option, crop beam elevation. crop beam elevation under the detail library, not design library, detail library. So if we click on it, okay. After clicking on it, we want to cut this beam. Okay. Just make sure that the ortho mode is on, so that we will have a straight. Okay. Then I will come where the sheet is ending. Okay. I will draw. Then it will cut. You see it have cut. Then I can continue drawing from here. You see this symbol? It means there is a break. Okay, so then I can continue with my, maybe this also, I may move them down. So let's say like this. Okay, so now I have all the beam within the sheet. You remember this was axis 4, it continued to axis 3 and 2 and so on. Okay, so it's like you are breaking the beam into 2. And this is when you are working with drawing like all the beams of the story within sheets. So this will be helpful. Okay, repeat please. Okay, so I was just showing how you can break down the beam. So what you have to do, just make sure that this ortho is on, because this ortho will help you to cut precisely in a vertical direction. So I will make sure it is on. This. Now I will go to the detail library. Under detail library, you'll see crop beam elevation. Okay, so if I click on crop beam elevation, now I can cut through where I want to cut. Now you see the beam have been broken in 2 parts. Okay. So this is the continuous of the first one here, like so. Okay. Now let's see the pad footing. So for the pad footing, if you open the pad footing, of course you will see the list of all the footings that you had. For my case, I only have these 3 because remember I have grouped my footings in 3. Okay, you remember. So if I want to, footings. So can you try and generate the drawings for the footings, taking into account what we have seen? Can you try for the footings by your own? These online people also try to create footings. So were you able to create a pad footing to generate the drawings for the pad footing for 9 people? Yes, good, Ben. So just to draw simply like this. Good. So we have seen so far how to generate drawings either by using auto generate or by generating the drawings by your own. Okay. And we have seen how to put drawings on sheets either by doing so when you are drawing through the settings. I mean, you can insert two sheets, or you can create drawings here. Then using the detail library, you can create a sheet separately. Okay. And now you can use the move command to drag some drawings to the sheet. That's what we have seen so far within Prota details. So let's see one more concept before we go for the break. Okay. The first thing is that you can always do some modification, because on some drawings you see that maybe like these labels are too small compared to the drawings, so you have to increase the size of the label. Okay, so we find that the drawing is okay by itself, but this label maybe they are too small or they are too big and you want to adjust, okay, size. So it is done under the settings, under layer settings, layer and text style. You will have this list of the layers in your project. Okay, so they are grouped by members. You'll see you have axis here, the settings for the axis, column, the settings, column details, and so on. Okay, so for instance, let's try to change like the column label. For instance, if you want to increase the size of the label of the column, now you go to the settings and in the layer settings here and go to the columns. Under columns, you find the column label, which is the column naming or size. So for this column label here, go all the way to the right, you will see the text height, the last column. Okay, text height will be by default 2. Okay, so if I increase and put 4, for instance, I'm putting 4 here and click on OK. Now you see where is like, see where we have the column label have been changed. They are now big. Okay, so let me go back and rectify this so that you can see the difference. If I go to column label, bring it back to 2. Okay, click OK. Now you see how the column size have changed. Okay, so that's how you can change the label of any of them. You don't need to select anything, just go to the settings and do that. It goes, for instance, I can want to see the beams, my beams here, I represent with a dashed line. Okay, I don't want to have it like a dashed line. Maybe I want it to be a continuous line. So it's a matter of going to the setting under layer. Then I will go, now it is a beam. I want to change the beam. So I will go all the way and search for the beam. I see the beam here. I have beam line. Under the line type, it is hidden. So I will try to find the solid one, which is this. Click on OK. Now the lines of my beams are no longer dashed. They are solid. So that's how you can change some of the settings within your drawing to make sure that your drawing will have enough scale. Okay? It will be well labeled, and when you will be printing on your drawing, everything will be visible. Okay, so you can always do the change. However, take note that these will not affect the dimensions. Okay, so whenever you need to deal with dimension size, okay, most of the time you will have to go to under format. You will see dimension style. Okay, you see dimension styles. If you go to dimension styles, those who are using AutoCAD, they are already familiar with this dialog box. Okay. So depending on the dimension you want to change, you will click on it, and you can change the color, even the text height through these settings. Okay. So when it comes to dimensions, you must pass through the dimension styles. Good. So that's what I can tell you about changing and modifying your drawings here. The remaining things is you to just do more practices. Okay. And the remaining topic we are going to see in after break. Let me see. So before we go to the break, let's see how we can save these drawings in maybe in a PDF, okay? In a PDF format. Then after the break, we will see the fair design. We will see also how you can export these to other formats. But before we go for the break, let's see how you can export these as a PDFs. Okay? So let's suppose this is it is done. I want to just save it as a PDF document. Okay, this sheet here, the middle one. So you go to File tab. File. Under File, we will see Export for external software. If you go to Export for external software, you will see Export to PDF. Click on it. Export to PDF. And we will have this dialog. So the first thing to do within this dialog box is to choose the paper size where I want to print it. Okay. For my case, this paper I selected was A3, so I will select A3. Okay, under paper, and I will make sure I make it landscape, because you can see we have landscape. Okay, so I will make it landscape. After making landscape, now you see in the preview here, I have everything inside, but I want to save only one sheet, one paper. So like in AutoCAD, I will come here to the print area and click on pick. If I click on pick, now I have to select what I want to print. So it is only this paper. So from this corner all the way to this corner. And you'll see only that paper will be on the preview here. You can use this center to paper to make sure that everything is within the center of the paper. Okay. Then now the preview here, I can see that's what I want. Then you click on save. Save, and you will choose where you want to save it on your computer. So I will find a folder where to save it and click on save, and boom, my drawing have been saved in PDF format. Now if I go and open the saved drawing, that's how it is. Okay. It is a PDF. So that's how you can save a sheet to a PDF. Are we together? So is there any question? So if there is no question, so let's have a break. Is there any question online? Repeat saving. Okay, let me repeat it. So simply go to the file menu here, this icon, and under file you will see export for external software. Then go to export to PDF. Then we have this. So first of all, choose the paper size. Okay, we are using A3, so I have to choose A3 under paper size. So by default, my papers, you can see the border of the paper is portrait, but here we have it as landscape. So I have to change to landscape so that I can have a landscape paper here. Now I have to define which among the drawings I have I want to put on the paper. So I have used this print area. It was to extend, must be to window, then pick here. So to pick on the screen which drawing you want to print. So I have selected the corner of the paper and then another corner of the paper. So you can see this is the one only which is fitting the paper that I have chosen. Okay. So make sure you center to paper to make that everything is center, is within the border. Then click on save. Now if you save, you have to choose where you want to save, then click on save. That's the procedure we did. I think it's okay for me. So let's have a break now, and we will be back at 2 to conclude to go with the remaining topic and conclude our training. Hello, online people, are you around? Can we go on? Are you ready? Okay, so let's see, AB is there. That is around also good. Even Mariana Kesor. I think we can now resume. So I will share the screen again. Okay, so we have produced these drawings. We have seen how to export it to a PDF format. So let's now see how to design a stair. Because we didn't design a stair. Okay. So to design a stair, you have to go to the design library. Go to the design library. If you click on design library, you'll be able to see stair. And click on pair. You have this dialog box. Go to the, let me repeat the step. Go to the design library, not the stair library, design library. Then go to stair. We have this dialog box. Okay. Then from this dialog box, we have a different type of stair here on the left side. And so we have this double arm. We have spiral staircase. Okay. So the one we had for our project is this one, the first one. Okay. Double armed, which is supported at the outer edge, the first one. So make sure that it is the one selected. Then you'll have the stair parameters here. You have all these stair parameters. It's a matter of going through the stair parameters and fill the exact values. Okay, depending on the architecture drawing you have, depending on your stair you have. So for our case, the story height made it was 3 meters. The stair width, you can even through this figure here on the right side, you can detect some dimensions. They are labeled on the figure here. You can see them. So you have the stair width, which is the width of the flight. Okay, one flight. We had 1 meter, if I do remember well. You have the story landing width. Okay. This BS key, you can see it even on the figure here. We also had 1 meter. We have intermediate landing. It means the landing which is in the half of the story. You remember the landing we had? Its width was also 1 meter. Okay. So you have the plate thickness for the stair, and you have the plate thickness for the landing. Okay. So this is the height, the thickness of the flight. Okay. 100 millimeter. Then we have the stair hole, the distance between the two flights. Okay. Then for our case, we didn't have any spacing here, but if you try to put 0, it will be like you will not have a valid staircase. You see here, so you have to put just any number. Let's say like 5 millimeter. If 5 millimeter, it's almost like there is no distance. So you have to put a value. This area must not be 0. So I have put it just 5 millimeter too. Yeah, the stair hole. Then we have the number of the steps. So the number of steps, they are linked with the step riser, even the story height. So depending on the story height you have, depending on the riser you have for your stair, you have a certain number of steps. Okay. So I have 18. For my case, I have 18, and the step riser is 150, which is good. Then the step width, it was 300. Okay. You see, it's a matter of just filling information. So there's nothing else to do, just filling in the information. So we are done with the geometry, the size of the stair. Okay. You mean what? Yes. Okay. Now the remaining part here, this dead load and live load are the loads. So you have to put in the dead load that will be applied to your stair, and you have to put the live loads as well. Okay. In kilonewton per meter square. Now lastly, you have to put in the support width of the stair and the support height. Okay. So for my case, my stair was supported by the beam. Okay, so we had 200 by 450, if I do remember well. Now I'm done with all the settings here. So you can put the stair label. It's just a naming, no? Stair label here, if you wish to. Then if you are done, the last thing will be to design. Here, click on design. Yes, if you click on design here, everything will be designed, and we have something like this. You will have this table with the reinforcement needed, diameter, even the spacing for the primary rebars, for the longitudinal rebars, for the landing. All will be here. If you have them in a black color, means your design is okay. Good. Are we all here? So now you have other options here. You have other options here. These options are related to the drawing generation of the stair. So the first one is to draw rebar underneath the section. So it means when we'll be creating the section of the stair reinforcement, then under that section they will redraw the reinforcement within the section. If that's what you want, then we'll tick this. Then you have draw rebar on plan. So it means on plan view of the staircase, there will be reinforcement inside. Okay. So annotate rebar in a section to give the name of the reinforcement in the section. Insert quantity table. You are already familiar with quantity table. You know what it is. And then add rebar label. Rebar table to the report. It means when we'll be creating the report, we have like a table with all the rebar. Okay, so that's it here. So if you want to go through additional settings, you can access these settings here. If you click on it, it will bring you to the settings center, but on the stair tab, so you can have some additional information there. Now regarding these parameters here, me personally I don't like to have to draw rebar on plan view, so I will remove it. Okay. So we are done with it. Then you can see the next button you have is the design report. So if you click on design report, then a report will be generated for your staircase, and you can see these are those stair parameters that you have inputted. You see the deflection check, loading, and lastly you will see the reinforcement here. Yeah. Within your stair. Again, you can save it if you wish in a PDF form. Good. So we'll close. And you can notice that in this report, in the header, now I have all information. The one we have filled. You remember? In the header of your report, you might have this is the title of the project. We'll also have all the other information related to the calculated by, checked by. Then I will close this report for now. We close the report, we will come back to the dialog box we had. Okay, so now go to the detailed drawing. See the detailed drawing here. It is the next part. If you click on detailed drawing, then find somewhere where you have an empty space, and then click. You will have your stair drawings here. and you will have the section, the stair, with all the reinforcement labeled, either for the landing or for the flight itself. And you have your drawing, your reinforcement drawn again below the section of the staircase. So that's it. Online people, try it and let me know if you were able to create the stair design. Okay, yes, done. Good. So I can see that it was successful. Okay. So here physically, were you all able to draw, to design the stair? Okay, good. So if it is done now, I would like to give you a kind of information related to Protadetail here. When you are dealing with design capability, if you go to design library, okay, please go back to the design library. You will be able to see other elements that can be designed in Protadetails. You can design a cantilever retaining wall. Okay. You can do the retrofitting of the wall. Retrofit wall. You can design the scaffolding here. You can design the cobble. You can design the pad footing. You can design the swimming pool. Okay. Even pile and pile cap. Okay. Good. So for your information, know that these are available. I will give you a Protadetail manual, so you may later on check on those designs. Simply, if we take like maybe a cantilever retaining wall, you will see it's a matter of filling the info like we did on the stair. Nothing complicated. It's a matter of knowing what you are doing. Okay. Fill the information related to the geometry. It means how your the size and the height and whatever, or the dimensions of your retaining wall. We have soil parameters. Okay, we have analysis settings, design settings, code settings. So you have to go through all this. Then later on, you go to the analysis. Okay. This. Then you go to the design and detailing. You have to design. You can see now the design is successful here. All is checked, even here. You have the stem. You have also the base, okay, the base plate of the retaining wall. You have the stem here with reinforcement and whatever. Then you can prepare the drawing report here. You can even prepare you can generate the drawings. So if I click like here, you have all the drawings for your retaining wall, okay, with reinforcement, even with the quantity takeoff. Okay, so you will have to go through this. Okay, It is not in the curriculum, but it's better you know they exist. Okay. You can do the same for the swimming pools. You can do the same for all these other options we have here. You can design the scaffolding, those steel scaffold. Okay. See the scaffolding, okay, and so on. So I will not go much deeper on this. It was just to give you information about the capability of the software. So we have engineering utility here as well. So if you go back to the design library, so we are on design library. Everything we are doing are under design library. You have engineering utilities. Okay, so here we have some tools which will help you to calculate some of the steel related parameters, hydraulics, and so on. For instance, you can, under the cover and anchorage, okay, you can under the general, you can come here and choose the member. Is it the beam, column, or whatever? You have to decide the code you are using, you want. Then automatically the software will give you the cover and the anchorage length that you must use within that element type that you selected. Okay, so if you want information about the hook length, it's a matter of coming here, selecting the code, selecting the diameter, then the software will let you know all the information related to the hook length. We have rebar area calculation. So if you put all these informations, then the software will let you know which diameter at which spacing will provide the area that you wanted, and so on. Okay. So you can see that we have a lot of here. So lastly, under the design library, we have design report manager. Okay. So you remember I told you that yesterday we were creating reports one by one. We have time to combine all the reports in a single file. So it is done here under the design library, all the way down to the design report manager. If you click on it, you'll have this table, this dialog box. Okay, I think you have something like this on your end. Good. So we have like three main parts here. We have this area here on the left side. We will put reportings that we want to combine on this side. All the reporting that we want to combine to make one file, we will put them here. Okay. So all the available reports within our model is here in the middle. All the available reports. Now some notifications. Here we have some notifications, and warnings will be appearing here. This is the three. Okay. So how to add reports here? Let's try to expand the model information. Okay. If you open the model information, you will be able to see the pre-analysis check. Remember when we're in Protastructure, we have saved this pre-analysis check. So if you don't remember the content of this report, if you double click, it will open so that you can recall yourself what was inside that report. Okay, that's the report. Okay, so close it. And if this report you want it to be on the file we will be creating, what you have to do is just to select it, drag it, and bring it to the left side. You will see now the pre-analysis report are here. Okay. So we have other type of reports here. You can see the second one is the member property report, but it is not activated. It means we didn't create a member property report when we were in Protastructure. That's what it means. So here you will only be able to see the report that you created, okay, when you were in Protastructure or Protadetail as well. So if I expand the analysis report, for my case, I don't have any analysis report. You may have some if you did, okay? But I can see that I didn't save any analysis report, okay? So I will try to bring back my maybe to Protastructure to show you. If I would maybe say I had this post-analysis check here report. So it is not necessary to go back to Protastructure. I'm just demonstrating this. So for instance, if I had opened this kind of report, now in Protadetails here, it would be checked. I would be able to bring it, but because I didn't, now I can't access the report, and so on. So if I go to the column design report, I will be able to see some reports there. Okay, I have column reinforcement report. I also have column rebars. So you may have more or few depending on what you did, you created, and so on. So you can go and still drag and drop all the report you want to combine. Okay. However, for instance, if I go to this quantity takeoff report, remember we created the report for the concrete and formwork. You will see them there. If you go to other structure components, you will see the stair that we designed, the last one. Okay, they are available, so we can combine any report. So we have other option here at the top. Instead of selecting dragging one by one, I can use this button at the top, add all available. This one here. If I click on add all available, all the reports which are available will automatically come on this side. Okay. Good. Now it's a matter of arranging how this report will be arranged in the combined file. So it means when I want the pre-analysis to be the first one, so I have to make sure it is on the top. Okay. Maybe I want the let's say this slab reinforcement to be the second one. So I have to select it by using these arrows here, the up and down arrow. I can shift it up, then it will be the second one to be displayed. Then let's say I want then the beam reinforcements to be on the top. I can bring it on the top here. Then the beam reinforcement. So it's up to you. But you can, what you must know is you can use these arrows just to bring some up. Okay. Then, if everything is okay, you have brought what you want to combine, and you have arranged. Okay. Now let's look at these two options here. So this one, The first one is to create a table of content. If you want to insert a table of content, you have to tick it. If you don't want to insert the table of content, make sure it is deactivated. The next one is about the summary of notification. You see that I have notifications here. I have notifications here, I have warnings, and I have errors, so they are different here. So if you want these notifications to appear in the report, these will be ticked. If you don't want, then you will remove it. Okay, depending on what you. Okay. Now, if everything is okay, you will click on View to load the report. If you click on this view, the report will be generated. You have to wait. The software will try to combine everything. Then you will have one combined report. You see, it is starting with the table of content. Now I have some slab. It was the second one. Okay. Now the beam reinforcement, and so on, all the way till we reach. So it is a combined. It is one document, and then this document you will save it either as a PDF, as a Office document, using this button here. So you can, there is someone who asked about adding a logo to the, can add the logo to the side, I mean to the drawings. You remember the drawings on a sheet, when we're putting on sheet? You can even add it to the report by using this load logo here. Yeah, so that's how you can create a combined report. So I will close this. Can you please try to create the report, a combined report? So, Engineer Romeo, I can see you sent something in the group. These are just notifications. Okay, when we were explaining, let me go back to when we were creating a combined report under the report manager. Okay, let me open it again. So you can see that we have this icon here. Automatically create a summary of notifications. So for your case, it was activated. So if it is activated, all these notifications that we have will be created in the report. So if you don't want to see that in the report, so make sure that this button is deactivated. That's how it should be. Okay, so is there any other question? Okay. So finally, let's see how to export. Okay. So this is the last topic we are going to see in our training. Let's see how to export these drawings. Okay. We are going to see how to export, maybe to DWG or DXF file. Okay. So to achieve that, if you go here on the top left corner, you will be able to see export DWG or DXF. Well, we are in the detail. Close those reports. Close again. Okay. See export. Export DWG or DXF. So if you click there, double click on this, then you'll have this dialog box to export. I only have one drawings. If you have opened multiple drawings, then you have a list of different drawings. So you have to check which one you want to export. Okay. So for my case, I have only one file. Then you can open directory to see where the file will be saved if you want, but you can even see it here. It will be exported to this folder here. And even after exporting, the folder will automatically open. So if you want to change where you want to save the drawing, you can click on change directory. Now you have to find where you want to save. Okay. And then click on export. You can see here where the version we are exporting. You can choose to export a DWG or DXF. So I'm exporting a DWG file. Okay. Then click on export. Please export. Then it will export your drawing. So it has been exported here. Okay. So this is an exported drawing. So if you have any software in your computer which can open a DWG, you can open. Okay. So I will open it. I have AutoCAD installed. Okay. So I will open so that you can see how it is. To these things. See, now I'm not in Protastructure, I'm in AutoCAD. But you can see that all the drawings have been well exported to AutoCAD here. Okay. Good. This is AutoCAD, not Protastructure. So I have exported my drawings from Prota to AutoCAD now. So if there is something you want to change, you are still free to do modification as you want in AutoCAD. Good. That's how we can export. It is very simple. It's just one single button. It's just to go here and export DWG. That was to export. So you can even export the, you remember when we started, we talked about ProtaBIM, where you can even export the entire model, the 3D models. Here we are exporting these drawings, which are lines only, but you can even export the entire model. So how to do the detailing of steel, truss, and purlins. Okay, so we not do the detailing because the details of steel, okay, are done in Protastructure, not in Protadetail. So we have modeled just trusses and purlins, okay, for you to understand how you can model this, because at the end of the day, you need to apply some loads here, and this load will affect your concrete structure. That's why I modeled this roof part, but we're not supposed to go through the design of steel members, okay? So, however, if we wanted to do the design, because at the end of the day, you have to design the connection for the steel part. We have designed, we are sure that this member will carry the load, yes, but we didn't design this connection here between these steel. So if you want to design the connection here, if you want to do the detailings, even the reports, everything will be done in Protastructure. Okay. So A and B, I think I have answered your question. So we'll not detail the steel, because we not go through Protastructure. Good. So as a point of information, I would also like to inform you that before we leave Protadetail and go back to Protastructure to show you how to export a 3D model. Concluding this Protadetail, I wanted to mention that we have other detailing tools. I have showed you the design library. Okay, you remember all these design. We can design cantilever, retaining wall, the swimming pool, and whatever. These are the design tools, but we have detailing tools, which are found also in the detail library. Okay, detail library. So one of the elements that we can detail, we have a beam, we have shear walls, we have pit foundation, we have covered, okay, and so on. Okay. So for instance, let's suppose you have you already know the result, the design result of any given beam, okay? And what we want to do is just to do a detailing, not analysis, not design. You want to do only the detailing of any given beam. You already know the results, okay? The analysis and the design results. So in that case, it means you know the cross-section of the beam, you already know the reinforcement inside the beam, and you want just to draw to make a detailing. So instead of going into those other CAD software and start drawing lines one by one, you can open your Protadetails and go to the detail library and open the beam detail. If you open it, it will open like this. Okay. Good. Now we want to detail. Let's say the beam we want to detail is a continuous beam having 2 spans. Okay, what I will do, I will come here and add a new span. Now you see I have 2 spans here. Okay, I already know the cross section of the beam, so I may use this value here to enter the cross section, or I can come here to the beam tab. If you come to the beam tab, now you can fill the width and the height of your beams here. You see we have the span, you have to fill the span. You have to fill the B and the H. Okay. After doing so, you will come here back to the rebars. Okay. Then you have to put the reinforcement here. Okay. Let's say we had 3 reinforcements at the top and even 3 here. Okay. Then if you click, if you are done here, you will click on OK. And if you click on OK, you will come somewhere and click, and now you'll have your beam here, okay, with all the reinforcement as you have put it, and you'll have even have the beam quantity table. Okay, so you see it is very quicker, it is even very accurate than manually drawing that beam. So that's what I wanted to say when I was saying the detailing tools. So you can do the same even for the cavert, even for the shear, all these tools we have here. Not only this, these are only available. So for the cavert also you have to fill in everything, okay? Then you will do the detailing, and it will give you all the drawings for the cavert. Okay? Everything. So that's it about the detailing library. Is there anything else? Another thing here, very important, under the detail library is you will see what we call plan section. Yes, so I'm back. It was a internet issue, but it is solved. So I was about to demonstrate how to create a section for the slab. So you must have your plan view with the reinforcement inside. Okay, so if you go to the detail library, then select the plan section. Good. You have this dialog box. You can take whatever you want to view. Okay. Then you will select and just draw a straight horizontal line starting outside of the plan to outside. Now you will have automatically the section. Okay. I'll repeat it again. Having your plan view, go to the detail library. Nothing, you don't have to select anything. What you want. Do you want to show dimension? Let's say yes, for instance. Always draw horizontally. If you check yes, it means even though you make a start to draw the where you want to cut your section. Okay. Then we have a section like this with all the. So you see the difference between the first one and or it is the same. Okay, so that's it about the Prota detail concept. Okay, so to conclude our training, we are going to go back to Protastructure and we'll see how to export the 3D model to be the end. So please everyone go back to the Protastructure environment. So we are going to export now this 3D model instead of exporting the 2D drawings that we had, and we are going to go to the BIM tab, BIM tab, this one. So you can see the different format that we can export to. Okay, so we can export as IFC file. We can export as a DXF or DWG. You can export as a SAF, okay? You can export to SAP 2000. In this case, if you are exporting using this, you are exporting even the analysis. Okay, so they are different. So this IFC, we are going to export the model, just the model. But if you export to SAP 2000 or to ATAB, then it will even export the analysis results. Okay. So let's use the IFC. So I'm going to export using the IFC. Now you see it is the Prota BIM. Okay. Remember we used it when we were even importing elements from a DXF file. This time now we are using it with exporting. Good. So we are exporting from Prota to IFC. Now this is where the file will be stored on your computer. Okay. So you are importing. Export. Yeah. Good. Okay. If you want to change the location of the file, you browse here and change. Then export, simply export. Click on export. After being exported, now you will have your file, your IFC file exported. So again, if you have if you have a software, if you have a software which can open an IFC, you can try. I will try to open using Revit. I have Revit in my computer. If you have any other software which can open it and try it. So try it even online, people. See, let me support someone here. So this is a Revit. So I'm going just to open just a new project. Okay, just a new project which is empty. Then I will try to import the model that I have exported. Okay. So I'll go here and ink the model. So first of all, I have to know where I have saved. So this is the model. This is in Revit. Okay. These are the grids. Okay. These were grids also, but which were hidden. That's why it have these kind of symbols. So for you to view it, I will try to go to the 3D view and see. You see, it is the model that we had in Prota, right? You can see it's the same model that we had in Prota, but here I'm in Revit. So if you have any other software, you can open IFC. You will see that it is the same one. See, it is the same model that I had in Prota. Yeah. Okay, so you can grab a model from Prota to another software, or you can even, if you use this button, let's suppose you started modeling in Revit. Now in this time, I will grab the model from Revit to Prota, and then I will start automatically the analysis. Okay. Without going all the way to the modeling process again. So this is a good one of the advantages of using BIM softwares. So you can go from one model to another. Okay, so for now, I have just worked with 3 different. Okay, so if you take a look here, we had a model in Prota. Okay, then we did the detailing in Prota details. You remember here, but I was able to export the 3D model in another software, Revit. Okay, and the drawing also, where I was able to export them to another external software, which is AutoCAD. Okay, so this is that's it. Okay, this is the end for my site, and questions, and after answering all your questions, then I will share you the PDF guides. Okay, then we will conclude the training. It is done. They have already exported. So if you have like a software which can open it, then you can use that. Yeah. So there is a question here online: how to import to ArchiCAD. So to ArchiCAD it is the same, because ArchiCAD can open both IFC and DWG. So it's a matter of opening ArchiCAD and so you remember you have exported this to using this IFC, if you do remember. Okay, so open ArchiCAD and then open that file. It will be imported, as simple as that. So Engineer Romeo, it is the same. The DXF, you remember when we were here in Prota details, okay? When we were here in Prota details, we have this option to export to DWG or DXF. So if you click on this table which will come here, you have to choose. Do you want to use a DWG or a DXF? Okay. So if you want a DXF, now you shift to DXF and then export. If it is a DWG, you go to DWG, then export. Yeah, that's how it is done. Okay, good. Any other question? So, online people, is there any question? So A and B, Daddy, Chedi, Romeo, Isaac, Mariana. Is there any question before we conclude the training? So, is there any question? Please let me know. So, bringing back our what we had to cover from day one, we have checked each and every day that we have covered everything. So, for this last day, we are supposed to look to the path footing and introduction to the report scene, go through the Prota details, okay, and how to modify sheets. Done. We have seen how to design just an overview, an introduction how to design those special structures. Okay, I have showed you how Prota detail can design those special structures, retaining walls, swimming pools. You will have to make a practice by yourself. Then we have gone through the interoperability with Prota BIM, okay, to other external software. So I can confirm that we have successfully completed all we had to see. And as I can see, we have no other question. I can say that now it is time for certification and closing. Okay. So I can see online for Romeo is okay, I think. Mariana okay as well. How about the remaining participants? Can you please type in the chat box if everything is okay so that we can conclude? Can we have the training PDF you promised to share? Yes, you will have. Okay. Let me try to see if I can find them right now. Okay, so I will share with you this document. Okay. The first one is about Protastructure basic training guide. Okay, where you will see what we have gone through, but in maybe more detail. Okay. The next one will be the Prota detail. Okay. So we'll have time to go through this document and try to practice day to day so that you may enhance your design capability. So thank you all. Thank you very much for being with us all along this 5-day training. This is the end. We are concluding. So for the virtual participant, you will have your certificate via email. Then for the physical participant, we are going to have them right now. Okay. So David, if you are around, I think we can conclude the training.